Record and welcome Sarita and Jody and Colin and Hanson and Matthew. I don't know where the rest of our class is. What's funny is it's like two or three times this last 2 weeks, I got emails from parents of people in our class, none of you, okay? And they say things like, "How's my kid doing? What assignments they need to make up? And are they coming to your Zoom sessions?" Well, of course, these parents of these three kids, none of them come to my Zoom sessions unless they came once a long time ago. So I told them, I said, they don't come. And I said, I do put up recordings, but guess what? I check the recordings like a day or two later, and there might be like one view, two views maybe. So chances are they're not looking at the recordings either. And they're the same people who coincidentally are behind in assignments and have no clue what's going on sometimes. So, they probably need to make some changes here, or take the class again. I have a student, taking the class again, at least one in our class that I had in the fall. So, you know, but you guys, you're the loyal ones that come here and you're here live. And those that watch on recording, if they have a legitimate conflict at 2 o'clock, I understand. So I'm not saying that's all bad to watch it on recording, but the worst is not watch it at all. I pretty much get right to the point on everything. Now, first thing I'm going to do is bring up I'll bring up our Google Classroom just to touch on a few things before I get into PowerPoint. Okay, so I don't have anything new on there. We'll get right into our week 10. Okay, well, just to wrap up from before, the test was due today. So if you took the test, got out of the way, great. And say, Mr. Rio, I got to take the test. Where's the link to the test? No, there's not a link to the test. There's not a Google form. Okay. There is the tutorial that you follow, and there's a sample. So you're going to open up a Microsoft Word document using the online version of Word. Now, if you want to use the full version of Word, you may do that. But I recorded this tutorial off the online version of Word. You might say, Mr. Rio, how do I get to the online version of Word? That's in the tutorial. Okay, you start watching a tutorial and it will show you how to get to the online version of Word, and you'll follow along in the exact same one that I'm doing on. Okay, so you might say, all I do, Mr. Rio, is go to the online version of Word in one window and then have your tutorial running in another window or another device or monitor, and then I just follow what you do and I just make the same stuff and that's it. And the answer is yes, it's that simple. And you're going to make this. Okay. And don't just look at this and try to copy it. Follow along, learn the skills. This is all about the skills so you know how to do things properly. And I noticed when I was showing you guys yesterday, somehow in here, I left off number 6, unless I deleted something by accident. But whether I deleted it or not, you get the points for it. Okay. So let's say you were to miss 2 of these. They're 10 points each. So I'm not going to not count the one that isn't up there. So you automatically got that points. So I'll start with 100 points. And if you missed one, you get 90. If you miss 2, you get 80. Now, sometimes people don't miss it 100%. They do it partially right, but they might screw it up a bit or something. So they could get something in between, 0 and 10 for each one. But everyone got at least 10 because they're going to get number 6. So if you follow along, it should be 100 points, an easy 100 points. And today's the due date. So you should have done it by now, but if you haven't, there it is. Okay. Now, everything else now, we're going to be focusing on PowerPoint. What is PowerPoint? First of all, it's part of Microsoft Office, just like Word is and just like Excel is. Word is for typing documents. That's called word processing. Excel is for spreadsheets. It involves a lot of business documents and numbers and things. We're going to get into that, after spring break sometime. For right now, we're going to start PowerPoint. PowerPoint is for presentations. If you're going to give a presentation, you're going to use PowerPoint. It's like Google Slides. If you've used PowerPoint before, great. It's very easy to use and kind of fun to use. If you've never used it before but used Google Slides, it's very similar to Google Slides. Now, there's actually a couple of things here. First of all, this here is not an actual lesson, but most of you are going to have to look at some of these here to learn the full version of PowerPoint for Windows. Because even what I'm going to show you today, I'm on the Mac version, which is probably 90% the same, but there's a few differences. Okay. So I put several up here. I put a 26-minute one. That's a great beginner one just to learn the basics. I put another one here at 17 minutes. So if you want to use one or the other or try to see, check them both out. And this one here is just some powerful tips and things, and that's only 7 minutes. So this is not an assignment. This is just where you can go. Now, I used to have this with the assignment here, but I thought it was too confusing because people would see the tutorials that I have here, and then they would say, oh, what's all these other ones on here? So I want to make it less confusing. Okay. Now, before I get to the main assignment here, which I will in a moment, I'm just going to come up here. There's a little video here, 15 Microsoft PowerPoint tips. So all you do is watch the video, open a Google Doc or a Word doc. I don't care, either one. And you put the name of the video and you put the tips. Just number them and write them out just like they're covered in the video. That's it. And you submit it and you get your points. Pretty easy. And then this one here is how to design a PowerPoint or how to design a presentation. It's only 9 minutes. It's very short. Open up a Google Doc or a Word document and do these couple simple things. That's it. You're going to list 10 essential design tips for this here. Now, people use PowerPoint for all kinds of presentations, business presentations, school presentations, fun presentations, whatever they may be. So this here is just some tutorials to watch. These are 2 videos you watch and put the list of tips in that. So this is the main thing that you're doing today or this week. So you're going to be, this one is to use the full version of PowerPoint and your Windows computer. Now, if you happen to have a Mac and you want to use a PowerPoint for Mac, that's okay. That's what I do. But you can also use, just your Windows computers. Excuse me. There are, clear my throat. There are, let's see. There's PDFs I shared. PDF stands for portable document format. It's a common format to share files on the web. So here's what's below here. There is the main assignment, PDF, what you're supposed to make. There's a PDF of the text you need to make it. There's a PDF of a sample PowerPoint. No, this isn't literally in PowerPoint, but you'll see what the slides look like. And then there is a tutorial I made, which is only 18 minutes. I made it on the Mac version, and it should be pretty simple to follow and figure out. And you got those other tutorials you can look at for differences on the Windows version, which aren't a lot. So basically what you're going to do is, let me open up the actual assignment. This might look a little confusing. Normally, if you were in the class in person, this is the kind of stuff I'd give you a handout to look at in class. So it just kind of tells you, the overview of the types of skills we're working on and the types of things that we're doing. And you can take a look at this here just to get a feel of the big picture. Okay. Then once you've done that, this is the actual text you're going to use for your PowerPoint. So you're going to open up PowerPoint, which like Google Slides is a slideshow program. The opening title is going to be a title slide. So you put this kind of stuff on your opening. See this way up here? You're going to put creating good presentations in your name. Now, if you want to stick in computer lit or something, fine, but put in creating good presentations in your name. Then you go to your first slide. So when you click to make a new slide, it's all by default. It's going to put you in a format that's going to have an area for your title up here. And down below, it's going to have an area that starts a bulleted list. So for the top part, not only do I want you to put this text, I want you to also put the number. Put 1 period space, show real interest in your topic. And you can write just like this, capital S, and everything else can be lowercase. Okay. And then you click down below. There's already pre-made bullets in there. And you just, type in be full of energy. Share why you are giving this presentation. Get and keep their attention. Okay. So that'll be in your first slide after the title slide. Now, I'll be honest with you, this opening one you're going to make, the first one you're going to make, is going to be very simple. You're going to make another new slide. It'll be the same style. You put 2, know your topic, and then down below in the bullets, you can put this here in. And that's pretty much what about every single one of these are going to be. Then there's a final slide that's at the end. You can just use one of the titles, which will make sense after I go over it with you. Okay. It seemed like, I'm trying to think if I fixed it. It seemed like something was missing on one of these, but maybe not. Maybe, oh, number 11. For some reason, it cut off part of it. I'll have to fix that with you maybe in a future Zoom meeting. Okay. So that is how it's going to work. Now, while you're doing this, you're not just learning PowerPoint, making your first PowerPoint for this class, but you're also learning about a good presentation. So all these slides you're making here are about giving a good presentation. So it's to learn about presentations at the same time. Okay. Now I'm going to open up PowerPoint, which actually I did. So I got to change my share window. Hope all of you are with me so far. I'm going to keep it short and sweet here. Okay. Now, at some point when you're clicking into PowerPoint, you're going to see something like this. Okay. It's a bunch of pre-made themes. And a pre-made theme is where it has a certain style, look, colors, and stuff like that. So when you click in, you might have to go through a screen or two if you're new to it. But once you finally get into PowerPoint, you can pick any of the themes that you think might work. Okay. So I'm going to do gallery right here. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if you guys can see the window I'm in.
I can.
You can? Can you see click to add title?
Oh, no, not that, but I can
Okay.
see the gallery that your thing is on.
Okay, let me see here what's going on. Move to the bottom. Okay, I'm going to stop this share and do another share. Okay, let's see in just a moment. Can you see it now? It says click to add title. That works. Okay. Now, like I said, the Windows version might look a tiny bit different, but it's going to be about 95% the same. And if you've used Google Slides before, it's going to look real familiar to you. So right now, because I'm on a laptop, I'm doing a Zoom, I can only have one window in there at a time. I'm not going to actually look at the sheet. So I'm going to be making stuff up for this here. So I'm going to do this. I'm not even going to do it on the same topic. The topic, you guys got a PDF for that. I don't have that open here. Well, let me see. I suppose I could open a window. You guys won't see it, but I'll see it. Okay. So I can see it, but you guys can't, but that's okay. You'll see it as I type it. So for the title slide, it's creating good presentations. Okay. Now, when you're first starting out, there's a little typo there. When you're first starting out, don't worry about your layout that much. You can come back later and fix the layout and change things or change colors or do, whatever. Just whatever your pre-designed layout, you picked a pre-designed layout, it's going to have certain colors, certain styles, and whatever to it. You can just stick with that for now. And then you could put by and put your name. Now, all this is editable. These are just text boxes, so you can click and move them around if you wanted to. Okay, here's one with my names in it. Click and move that around if you want. Okay. We'll in the Zoom meeting on Thursday, I'm going to talk about adding photos and stuff to this. But for today, we're just talking about getting started, open up a new PowerPoint. When you open up a new PowerPoint, nothing's been saved yet. Now, if you have autosave on, it's going to OneDrive, it might be saved. But if not, you're probably going to have to hit save. So before I go any further, I'm going to go to save. Now, because mine isn't set for the external drive, I'm just going to pick a place on my desktop. I click desktop here. If yours doesn't look like that, you can click here to open it, this box window right here. And you can just call it, put your last name or abbreviation thereof. And then I put PPT1 just for PowerPoint 1. and it might come up with a .pptx, which is the PowerPoint suffix, kind of like Word is .docx. So something like that would be fine. Okay. And right now I'm just going to save it. Actually, I'm going to do it one. No, you guys are virtual. I'll put 1V for virtual, so I know it's for virtual. And then I'll just save it to my desktop and hit save. Okay, so I got a PowerPoint started. I only have a title slide on it. I'm going to make one more slide to show you. So I go over here. I'm on the home screen right here. And this is my first slide that I made. I'm going to click on the second screen over, or screen, toolbar. Sorry about that, toolbar. And then if you notice right here, it says new slide. Now, if I click new slide, it's going to put the title and the bullets like that. If I pull down the menu, I could go through and do custom other layouts if I wanted to. But for right now, I'm going to stick with the basic, slide like we do now. So I'm insert. A lot of times I just click on here, insert new slide, and this is the basic common layout. Now for this first one here, I'm going to put 1. And I'm going to look over at my PDF, and it's called Show Real Interest in Your Topic. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. Then underneath it, I'm going to click. There's already a bulleted list to start. Okay, put be full of energy. Then all you got to do is hit return. It automatically starts the next bullet. And this one we're going to do share why you are giving this presentation. Okay, share why you are giving this presentation and then hit return one more time. We're going to put keep and get their attention. Okay. So that, like I said, after the title slide, it reverts to this style here. I could click here. I can move this around. Okay. I could click down here. This is in the big text box. I can move this around if I wanted to. Also, I could have inserted pictures in that, but I'm going to save that for the Thursday Zoom session. So basically between now and Thursday, if you want to work ahead, you can always work ahead. But at minimum, try to get a PowerPoint started, save it to somewhere you know where it is, maybe on your desktop or something. Make your title presentation like this. And then get that sheet out if you need to print it or open another window with the text on it. And just have at it, go ahead and make slides like this. Now, if there's typos or something on my sheet, try to fix it. By Thursday, I'll try to get the info of the sentence that's missing some stuff on the handout. So these are really easy to make. You can knock this out in no time, matter of minutes. And then if you want to jump ahead a little bit, try to find a picture to go with each one. So show real interest might be, do a search for like people that look interested or something like that. So try to find a picture. It could be a fun one, a serious one, whatever. They go with each one. For creating good presentations, the title slide, just try to find a picture of someone giving what is a good presentation. They're presenting to a group, usually like a business type presentation. And then as far as like features in here, there's all kind of features in here. You can insert all kind of stuff, but right now we're just focusing on how do you insert a picture. I'll just go ahead and do one real quick here because some of you might be prepared for that here soon. Okay. I'm just opening a web browser here real quick, which you guys can't see. Oops, I'm trying to work on a very small screen, so I keep hitting the wrong things. And Zoom gets in the way of everything. Trying to get to the windows. I'm in a Mac, but I'm trying to get to the window to open up the stuff I need to open up. Okay. So what am I going to do here? I'm going to do the first one. Creating good presentation title slide. So I literally, well, I thought I was doing a search here, but my windows keep changing. Okay, this is kind of a hassle to try to do multiple windows on this little screen with all these things open. Here, I should share the screen so you can see what's going on. This keeps going in the wrong box. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. I got to trying to multitask and it's not always working. Okay, I'm going to change my screens here so you can see what I'm searching. Okay, we're just going to go to simple Google. Unfortunately, that's one nice thing. I wish Zoom could just do the screen of the whole laptop. I don't have to change windows every single time I do something. Okay. So if your first search I did creating good presentations. I'm going to click on images and I look here to see if any of this looks good. Okay. This one's not bad. Got people like clapping while someone's like speaking. So I'm going to click on that one. I'm going to go in the middle of this, do a right click. I did a right click, go save image as. And I know it's for my title slide, so I'm calling it presentation title. I'm saving to my desktop. Now I'm going to get myself out of here because you guys can't see anything else I'm doing there. I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint. And this is to go on this slide right here. So how do I insert that? I can go to insert menu here and there's pictures right there. And I go to picture from file. And I click on my desktop. And I'm looking for what did I name that? Creating good presentations right there. Presentations title JPEG. Now, when it first comes in, it's probably going to cover your stuff up. Don't worry about that. You can resize it. You can move it around to wherever you think it looks good. You can move some of this around too, you know. Okay, well, you could make it better, but this is...
Excuse the interruption at this time. All 12th grade students, seniors, you're released to the cafeteria for a brief meeting.
Senior meeting right now.
To the cafeteria for a brief meeting. If you attended the meeting this morning, you do not need to attend this afternoon's meeting. Thank you.
Okay. But this is very simple layout. Now you can do a lot more. You can change colors. You can add word art. Remember word art from Word. You can add effects. You can do stuff to the picture. But for this first presentation, we're keeping it fairly simple. So I got 2 slides here. You know, I'm not going to bother to look up another picture right now. Now for this one, if you were doing, you can just do a search for people looking interested or something like that. Just use common sense, try to see what you can find. And then the goal is to make a nice presentation of that. So that's a very brief introduction to PowerPoint. You could save a PowerPoint, on your desktop or wherever you can find it. You want to save it to your OneDrive, whatever you're comfortable with that you can get to it. They're kind of fun to make. So you're making a presentation about presentations. And that's pretty much it. Anybody got any questions there? Best thing is just start playing with it, making stuff, watch tutorials. And probably got experience. It'll probably be a really easy one for you. We're going to be making 2 presentations. This one here, that was going to be coming due. And then we're going to make another one. It's going to be a little bigger project about yourself. And I'll be talking about that maybe as early as next week. So that's pretty much it for today. If you haven't already put a greeting in the chat, I've heard from Sarita and Jody and Matthew and Hanson and Colin and another Matt. No, just say Matt. So yep. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Have fun. Get out there. Enjoy this warm weather. Sunny, almost 70. And see you Thursday.
Yeah, I totally forgot about this pin that my mother let me have of my grandmother's.
Oh, okay. Well, that was nice. I just remember to cut the recording.